Hi boys and girls in second grade, this is Mrs. DeMarco here, ready to start your first math review lesson online. I'm going to go back to the beginning of Unit 2. I know that we were moving on to Unit 3. However, it's been a while since we've been in school, and I just think that it's important before we move on to review the skills that we were working on before this all happened. So the first thing I want to review with you is place value. When we talk about place value, we're talking about where digits are in a number. So for example, if I take the number 354, each of these digits has a place, 354. Now, to begin with, I'm going to first draw out this number using the base 10 blocks, just like you might at school. I don't have the actual blocks here, but it'll be easier for you to see them if I draw, and I know at home it would probably be easier for you to draw there. However, if by some chance you needed something to count with, you don't need to have those cubes that we have in school. You could use small rocks. You could use straws. You could cut them different size so that one length represents the hundreds, the next shorter length the tens, and the tiniest the ones. You could use different colored toothpicks. So there's things at home that you can find, but if not, simply just drawing them out is perfect. So 300. Here's what our 100 block looks like. Okay, it's kind of a big, supposed to be square. 100 here. Now, we know that in this number, there are 300. So because there are 300, we need 3 of these 100 blocks. Two. And 3. 100, 200, 300. Represents the 3 and 354. Now our next number is in the tens place. We have 5, which is actually 50. So I would need to draw out 5 10 frames, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. And each one of these is worth 10. 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. Again, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 represents the 5. The last digit in 352 is our ones place. So I need 4 little 1 units. 1, 2, 3, 4. Remember, each of these is equal to 1. So if I wanted to break this number down, here would be my 300. And then the 5 would be 50. It's in the tens place. And then the 4 is 4. There's 4 ones because it's in the ones place. Okay. Now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take this and we're going to put them into our place value chart. Remember that our place value chart looks like this. One, 2, 3. So we have 1, 2, 3. We have 3 sections because we're working with a 3-digit number. So just like here, the hundreds comes first in the place value chart. So this would be the 100s column. just like here, the 5, which is 50, in the tens place, would come second. So there's our tens. And then the last digit being the 4 in the ones place. So this would be ones. So now I need to fill in my numbers into this place value chart. So 300, the 300 would go in the hundreds place. So there's my 3, 5 in the tens place. And our last one, 4 in the ones place. 354. Now another thing that I can do, so there's many ways to write these numbers out. I'm going to show you one more, is called expanded notation. And it looks like this. Let me write that down for you. Make sure you can see it. Expanded. Okay, expanded notation. Expanded notation. And that means writing our 3-digit number out just like we did here, except it's going to look like this. You're going to have your 300, because again, 3 is in the hundreds place, 100, 200, 300, just like it is here. So 300 plus, let's look at that 5, second digit, it's in the tens place. So there's 50, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, plus 50, plus our last number, our third digit, which is 4. It's in the one place, so it's just 4 ones, like that, equals, it's going to equal the number. I'm kind of running into our place value chart. Sorry about that, but it's still the same number, 354. 354. I would love to say, does anybody have any questions? But unfortunately, we can't doing it this way. However, everybody has my email address, and you also have access to Classroom Dojo, where you can also message me or message any of the teachers if you have a question or if you don't know how to do something. The lesson that I did here, a copy of it will be downloaded onto, I believe, Classroom Dojo, so that you can actually read it to yourself or have a copy of it. And I will also take a picture of this, if I can, and download that so it would go with the lesson. So you can see this hopefully a little better here. So excuse me for just a second. I want to make sure I didn't miss anything. All right, so let's just do one more example. So let's take the number, I'm going to write it up here. I'll turn you a little bit. Okay, I'm going to write 2, 1, 5. So I have 215. If I were going to write it using my blocks, I would need 200 blocks. I'm going to make them a little bit smaller. 100, 200. 100, 200. Now I only have 1 in the tens place, so that's 110. And here's my rectangle. Just 1, and that represents 10. And in my ones place, I have 5. So I'm going to need 5 single units. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 215 in picture form. If I want to put it into our place value chart, let me move this a little bit. The 2 would go in the hundreds place. The 1 in the tens place. And the 5 in the ones place. So here's another way of breaking down the number. We can show different place values in a picture, what each digit represents. We can use a place value chart, and we could also do the expanded notation. So for 215, our expanded notation would be 200 plus 10 plus 5, and it still equals 215. All right, so I have a couple that I'm going to put up here that I would like you to try at home and do it on paper, save it. Maybe you could find yourself a folder or a safe place to keep your papers so that when we do get back to school, you can bring these in and I can take a look at them. Excuse me. All right. Pull this up. And I'm going to give you 3 to try at home. I'll write them up across the top so that you can see them. So here are the numbers I would like you to try at home. You're going to draw a picture of each digit and what it represents. Make a place value chart and put the digits in their correct column. And then try out this expanded notation. So the first one I want you to try is, number 1 is 759. Make sure I'm reading it right. 759. Okay, that's 1. Number 2 that I want you to try is 302. It's kind of a tricky one. Get that 0 in there. And then the last one, number 3, is 618. 618. So these are the examples I would like you to do on your own at home. Well, I hope this review was helpful for you regarding place value. We are going to have another review for this. Hopefully we'll go on Monday, and then you'll have another one for Tuesday, one for Wednesday, one for Thursday, and one for Friday this week. Trying to get all those review lessons in if we can. All right, well, thank you for watching. Please do try these at home. Let us know through email or Classroom Dojo how it's going and any questions, and take care.